Have you felt like your life has gotten more difficult as you grow older? The question would obviously be why? Why does it get more difficult? So here's a debatable view on the complexities of life. Adults perceive that being a child is an advantage because they have no stress. But for a child, being a child, they are at a severe disadvantage. Think about it. Each day you have to learn about yourself, your parents, your siblings, your family. Every day you have to learn how the world works. And on top of that, you're supposed to learn about an infinite being, a creator that you can't even see. You see, adults get away with answering very vaguely when children have questions. A child might wonder, how did an apple end up in their house? And a parent would simply say, God gave it to us. The innocence of a child might cause them to imagine God creating an apple and then God simply sending the apple straight into their home. After some consideration and maybe some slight modification to their original thought, the child simply accepts this as the complete truth. But as the child grows up, they eventually learn that that's not how the world actually works. How exactly did I receive this apple that I have in my hand? Well, someone had to cultivate the land. Someone had to plant the seed. Well, what did this seed need to grow? It needed dirt, which God created on the third day. It needed water, which God created on the second day. It needed the sun, which God created on the fourth day. And who took care of it? Obviously, a human being that can be traced back all the way to Adam, who God created on the sixth day. And how did this apple make it to my hand? Well, our parents bought it for us. With what? With money that they earned. How did they earn the money? They have a job. You see why we miss being kids? Why we miss being children? Because life was so easier back then to simply just think that God created the apple and God sent it to us instead of understanding the complexities of life. Now we realize how complicated the world really is. And in the middle of these complexities, we are called to believe in a God that we have never seen before. How do you do it? What exactly is keeping you here right now? Is it your parents? Are you ready to leave your faith as soon as you move out of the house? What's the deal? Do you believe in God but want nothing to do with him? The path that leads us to believe in God is unique and special to everyone. Most people want for God to constantly prove his existence, and I think that's a flawed lifestyle. As a child, my parents told me about God, and as a child, I simply believed. We were baptized, but I only accepted so I wouldn't cause any conflict in my home. But as the time passed by, I witnessed small events that served as evidence that someone somewhere was taking care of us. Today, I don't believe in God because my parents told me to, not because my church told me to, not because my pastor or my professors told me to. I simply believe because I have witnessed his intervention in my life. I've noticed that despite not being rich, we are alive and we are well. I noticed that the times that I gave prayer a try, it worked. It simply worked. I'm an undocumented immigrant, currently living in a house, who has an education and, ignoring the pandemic, has a job. I have a family and I have my churches. Now, maybe you are not undocumented, but maybe your parents were at some point. And look at how they are right now. If you consider the entirety of your life and that of your parents, you will realize how someone has been actively working in the background to get you where you are right now. We currently have the luxury of being able to sit at home and simply be fine. Despite all that, you're going to tell me that God doesn't exist? God does exist, and he is busy performing miracles every day. And all he asks in return is for you to give him proper thanks. So thank him in the morning, thank him in the afternoon, thank him in the evening, thank him always, because he exists and he is constantly proving his existence in our lives.